There are 5 steps for you to maximize the amount of fat that you will burn every single day. So the first step is diet, second is exercise, third is fasting, fourth is supplements, and the fifth is cold. So let's get into it. Step 1, diet. The food that you eat has to have no carbs and be a single ingredient, so it can't be processed. You can only cook your food in butter, ghee, tallow, olive oil, and coconut oil. 3, you need to have animal protein and meat in your diet. That's non-negotiable. You can't be vegetarian and you can't be vegan. And 4, no more calorie counting or restriction, because this will just slow your metabolism and stop it from working optimally. So, examples of what you can eat are red meat, which is beef, pork, lamb, and goat. White meat, so chicken, turkey, fish, seafood, rabbit, if you eat rabbit. Cheese, any type of cheese except for American cheese, which is like the cheap, like, it's not real cheese, it's like fake and it's got different, like, chemicals in it. Organs, so any organ meats like liver, heart, kidney, brain, any of them, if you have them, very rich in nutrients. Eggs, ideally you should be having 4 eggs at least every day. So they're also very rich in nutrients. And nuts as well, any type of nuts, whatever you like. Yogurt, so Greek, unsweetened and unflavored yogurt, because usually when they have flavor, like vanilla or like strawberry or something, they usually add sugar anyway. So really you want basically unflavored, just plain Greek yogurt. And then there's kefir, which is a fermented milk drink from the Caucasus region, which has lots of, it's kind of like yogurt, but it has a lot more bacteria, which will benefit your microbiome and increase your metabolism. So there's lots and lots of animal protein here: red meat, white meat, cheese, organs, eggs. That's all rich in protein. So around 80% of your diet should be the first 5 things here: red, like different types of meat, cheese, organ meat, and eggs. And then the rest of your diet should be these 3 things. The second step is exercise. So first, we want to make sure that we're doing regular exercise, because it is beneficial no matter what. No matter what type of exercise, doing exercise will benefit you when it comes to losing fat. But secondly, we have to acknowledge the fact that high intensity exercise will always burn more fat and stimulate hormonal production, which will therefore increase the amount of fat that you burn. And a final point, which is very important: walking is not the best exercise for fat loss. That's bullshit. So you've probably heard from a lot of people, maybe you haven't, but a lot of people recommend walking to help you burn more fat. The reason this is because it doesn't increase your metabolism. It doesn't increase your hunger, basically. So the idea is that you'll just eat less calories. Because you're walking, you won't be hungry, so then you're exercising, but you're not like gonna eat more. But it doesn't work like that, because you're not stimulating hormones, because basically hormones are what control everything in your entire body. So if you're not changing the hormones, if you're not improving your hormones, then nothing's gonna change. And walking does fuck all for your hormones. It also doesn't burn much energy. So that's why high intensity exercise is better. So like that's like sprinting, high speed swimming, heavy lifting, and high intensity sports like volleyball, basketball, soccer, football. All of these sports are very intense. They use lots of energy and they stimulate your hormones a lot. So that's that. 3, we have fasting. So you're going to start with intermittent fasting for a week on a 24 split. And if you want to know more, I have other videos on intermittent fasting on my channel. If you need, there should be a link on the screen right now. And then for the next week, you're going to begin doing longer fasts. So, for example, you'd be doing 24-hour fasts for 1 week, where you'd go, say, Monday at midday was the last time that you ate food. You wouldn't eat until Tuesday at midday. That means you spend 24 hours without food before you eat. And then you go again. You'd have a big meal, and then you'd have another week, another day without food, right? And then you progressively overload. So you go 36 hours, 48 hours, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days progressively. You don't want to go past 5 days because that's when you actually start to break down your muscle fibers for amino acids. But until 5 days, your body doesn't actually need them. So you don't break them down. You maintain your muscle mass until about that point, but even after that point, you don't lose that much muscle because hormones in your body that are stimulated by fasting actually preserve the muscles. So this is where the real magic happens. This will cause mass fat burning and cause you to get lean rapidly without losing muscle. Primarily because of hormones, like I said, they control everything, but also fasting allows for like the maximum calorie deficit, which I don't go by that because, like I said, that doesn't work, but it really activates ketosis and it forces your body to burn fat. So step 4 is supplements. Supplements I recommend for increasing fat loss potential. There's 3 of them. So the first one is vitamin D3. D3 because it's the active form of vitamin D, and 10,000 IUs is how you would get the most benefit. The second supplement is L-carnitine. L-carnitine is an amino acid. It's non-essential. It's found in meat, but usually we don't get enough from our diet. So L-carnitine, its function is to transport fatty acids from our fat cells to the mitochondria and then to get them to use for energy. So ketones, it helps you transport ketones and use it for fuel. So if you had more L-carnitine in your body at any one time, you have more ability to transport the fat, so you can burn fat quicker. And then magnesium glycinate is just the most absorbable form of magnesium. 250 milligrams of magnesium would help you burn more fat because of how it affects your hormones. And magnesium is involved in like 300 different chemical reactions in your body. So it's pretty obvious this will help you burn more fat. Vitamin D stimulates lots of hormones. It helps increase the production of hormones. So yes, it will help you burn fat. Now, these are not necessary, but can absolutely accelerate your fat loss. And so the note here is that you can't force your body to burn fat on its own. Just taking vitamin D isn't going to make you automatically burn fat. It only helps in conjunction with fasting, exercise, and diet. So if you didn't do those other things, just taking supplements can't do anything. It's like L-carnitine, you can't just take it and burn fat. You have to literally fast, but take the L-carnitine with your meals. And then during the fast, you have the carnitine to transport the ketones effectively. So cold exposure is the final step. Cold exposure in a cold shower, an ice bath, or the cold ocean, river, or lake, or even really cold air can increase fat loss by increasing your metabolism. And that is because you require energy to maintain your temperature, to maintain homeostasis. So when you're cold, you start to shiver, right? The shivering burns so much energy, and it's because you're making very rapid, uh, you know, movements that constantly, right? Just to keep your body at a relatively warm temperature. So shivering does burn lots of fat if you do it right. If you're currently in ketosis and you go shivering, you'll burn lots of fat. And also by activating adrenaline, which can boost fat loss because when you're trying to survive and something is causing you to release adrenaline, so say there was a predator and you need to run away, One of the most important things is that it can help draw the energy out of the fat cells. So it helps increase the amount of fat that can be used for energy at that period of time. So it helps burn it so that you can survive. When you're in cold water, it's basically sucking the fat to get energy so that you can shiver, so that you can keep your body temperature good. And if you have excess body fat to spare, it's going to happen very easily because your body is trying to survive. That's ultimately what the fat is there for. So if you do this, you're going to be able to burn fat quite effectively. And this is not a common tip, by the way. Most people don't know that cold exposure could help you burn fat. Same with fasting. People say that fasting burns muscle and you will lose all your gains. That's not true. It never does that. I've done it myself. It doesn't do that. I haven't lost a gram of muscle. And I've also got a free ultimate guide to building abs with a full intermittent fasting guide and a full fat loss and muscle building diet guide as bonuses. So it teaches you how to train every muscle in the core. I've put together multiple videos. In total, it's around 45 minutes of education, and you can get that for free in the description. And I'm also doing free one-on-one fat loss coaching. I'll personally work with you to make you lose all excess body fat, get a six pack, improve your health, improve your diet and lifestyle to optimize for getting lean. And it's all for free, which is insane, right? Like I'm just helping you. You don't have to pay me anything. I just get to help you, right? In 3 months from now, you will have your lean body. And so, yes, I'll be doing everything in my power to make sure that you lose the fat. I hope this video is educational. I hope you're learning things that you've never learned before so you can actually improve your health. With diet, everyone just tells you to just eat less calories, but that's not how it works. It's not like that because different foods affect your metabolism differently, different foods affect your hormones differently, and different foods are stored differently in the body. For example, when you have excess sugar, excess glucose in your bloodstream, and your insulin's high, your body is just going to store it as fat. Because once your muscle glycogen and your liver glycogen is full, there's nowhere else to go, so it just goes into your fat cells. Whereas if you have excess protein, you just use that to create muscle. With fat, fat is used in every cell in your body, not just your fat cells. It literally makes up the membrane of every cell. Like literally every single cell is made, the membrane is made of fat. So when you eat more fat, your body will just use it and in other places. It doesn't have to be stored in fat. So that's one piece of bullshit. So these foods are all going to help you burn fat. When you eat them, it's going to allow your body to burn more fat. Basically, it's not like you don't burn fat when you're eating food, but like when you do eat, you need to eat lots of nutrients to optimize your hormones. You need lots of saturated fat for your hormones, protein, same thing. You need all of that. So, and then with exercise, people say that you need to walk more. You can walk, like I said, regular exercise is beneficial no matter what, but walking is not the best by far. It's like a supplementary exercise. As long as you're doing one of these, like every second day or something, you will have plenty of energy being burned. Fasting is by far the most effective way to burn fat because it actually puts you in ketosis. Not even the keto diet actually puts you in ketosis because when you still eat food, you're still activating insulin, which inhibits the ketosis from happening because you're telling your body we've got glucose, so now we don't need to burn fat. We need to use the glucose for energy. So, but when you're in fasting, after around 18 hours, you automatically go into ketosis. So you just need to get out of your own way. You need to allow yourself to burn fat instead of trying to eat food but still lose fat at the same time. It doesn't work like that. So anyway, thank you for watching. And with that, good luck, bro.